I did. This episode 9-6. No sure, Vigilante. Of course. Okay, no sure about that. Yep. Shouldn't know this. Of course. Can't figure it out to the fun hours. Yep. I was getting into this. Of course. So, you have no idea. I guess that is true. So, how you know this? Well, not yet, definitely. Okay. Still kinda cool, I guess. That is cool. Okay. Wait a minute. Silver the Hedgehog? I know. If I could see him, Vigilante. It's still kinda cool, Vigilante. Of course. I know. Cause you didn't notice? Nope. Right. Of course. Knew this supposed to happen. I was supposed to, Vigilante. If I could see him, Vigilante. Of course. I know. Because I didn't know this. Well, not yet, definitely. Okay. So, you're not gonna figure this out? Well, not yet, definitely. It's still kinda cool, I guess. Eventually. Of course. Knew this supposed to happen. Yep. If I was gonna know this. Okay. So, how do you know this? Well, not yet, definitely. It's still kinda cool, Vigilante. I know. So, you didn't know this? Nope. But if I could assume, Vigilante. I know. But you could assume, definitely. Wait, so you didn't know this? Nope. If I could assume, Vigilante. Because I didn't notice. If I could assume, Vigilante. I know, why? Yep. Because I didn't notice. I know, eventually. So, you could assume? Yeah, yep. If I could assume, Vigilante. Of course. You have no idea. I know. Because you didn't notice? Nope. If I could assume, Vigilante. Of course. I know, why? If I could assume, Vigilante. I know, cause you didn't notice? Nope. If I could assume, Vigilante. I know, why? Because you didn't notice? Nope. Right, yeah. Of course. Knew this supposed to happen. Yep. And how do you know this? Well, not yet, definitely. Still kinda cool. Okay, guess that is true. Yep. And how do you know this? Well, not yet, definitely. If I could assume, Vigilante. Of course. Knew this supposed to happen. Yep. So, you didn't notice? Well, not yet, definitely. If I could assume, Vigilante. I know, cause you have no idea. I know, so you can assume. Yep. Cause you didn't notice. I know, eventually. Of course. Knew this supposed to happen. Yep. You have no idea. I know, eventually. So, you can assume. Yep. Of course. I have no idea. I know, eventually. So, did I realize that? Yep. Okay. Cause you didn't notice? Nope. Right, yeah. Of course. I know, right? Yep. And how do you know this? Well, not yet, definitely. If I could assume, briefly. It's still kinda cool, I guess. I guess that is true. Yep. So, how do you know this? Well, not yet, definitely. It's still kinda cool, visually. I know, right? Yep. How do you know this? Well, not yet, definitely. It's still kinda cool, I guess. Yep, that is true. No sure, visually. Of course. You have no idea. No, eventually. If I could see visually. I know, so you didn't know this? Nope. Right. Of course. Knew this must happen. Yep. You sure you realize that? Well, not yet, definitely. Of course. Knew this must happen. Yep. So you didn't know this? Yep. Of course. Knew this must happen. Yep. Should know this. Of course. You have no idea, right? Well, not yet, definitely. Okay. Because you didn't know this? Yep.